to part of the DOJO Meme Coin Hour. This is the research of meme coins and how to, officially have a meme coin that's successful, right? So this is going to be a series of how to build a meme coin community so that you can understand what you should look for in a meme coin community and understand how you can find communities that will live longer, be better, or profitable, right? So the first thing here is we're going to take a look at this project called Ninja, Shinobi Ninja. Now, the thing about Shinobi Ninja is it's a project that started way back in February, had an ideal for an AI trading bot, and the bot did come out. There was 3 different versions of the bot, and there were also some other things they bring out like scanners and stuff like that. There's quite a few things that worked well and ideals that were coming out, and eventually in the beginning here you can see that there was a massive push. Some people had $1,000 in this, went to $100,000, 200,000. One guy's wallet was actually worth 1.9 million at one point. And eventually what happened is over time is that they kept working on the bot, is that people started to move into their own parts of the teams were building their own bots, creating their own things. They wanted to be, they wanted more money, greed, basically, that breaks up a team every single time. And the influencers and all the shillers kind of like did the best they could do. And eventually people don't know that it's like buying a business. You have to support a business, stand behind it, and grow a business for it to actually be successful. And eventually the project kind of slowed down to where the bot came to a slow stop, and there's some work that needs to be done there. Now, during that time that, the developers couldn't figure out what they needed to do and it moved on, there came a point throughout the summer that eventually the Telegram or the Telegram, the community will say, and the developers just basically got to the point where they were at a standstill, and with everybody selling off of their initial coins that they were given for free. This is why you don't do a pre-sale. You don't give away a bunch of coins to influencers, and you don't use a bunch of community coins for marketing and promotion, because if you give it to shillers and influencers and Coles, then they're going to sell on top of the community, and eventually your community becomes worthless. So the people that used to have $1 million in their wallet, or 200,000 or 100,000, are now left with 70,000 down to 1,000, right? And eventually the community dies, not the community, but the project dies off because it can't afford new developers or to continue to develop. And eventually ideals have to change, and in order for a project to be successful, you have to have multiple streams of, just like your life. If you're a trader, if you're a person that needs to make a lot of money, you need 7 streams of income, and every project should have 7 different projects that are creating residual income or some type of hype for a project to be successful. That's rule number 1, right? This project only had one, and it was the bot. The other part of it was a meme coin and some other ideals, but they didn't push those forward because every time the community bring it up, they decided to stay with the bot. And eventually the bot needs more money, and they're at a standstill here. Now, they are currently raising money to finish the bot, but that's going to take a little bit of time. In the meantime, they decided as a community, once everybody got to this point here, they decided as a community to change into a meme coin and start working on these other ideals and these projects. And you can see right here in this chart here, in this section here with all the blue lines, this is where that happened. And this is where the community decided to that there was a section that there wasn't direction, and the dev that they had building the bot wasn't supporting the community anymore, and that they knew that they were changing direction. So this is the dividing of the community. For those who are only interested in an AI trading bot in the future, they decided to sell out their holdings, and then the community was left basically on the other side, who was staying for the main reason of crypto or these communities is basically getting into a community where you can learn knowledge, information, and build something together. Now, to build something, it does take longer than 4 to 5 months or 8 months. You have to build it for a couple years, right? The biggest projects have to do that too. So right here is a very important date, which was 12/11/24. This was when it officially became a CTO, which is a community takeover coin, which is where the dev and the creators of the original coin and the main core team has given full control over to community people that have became admins, ran the telegrams, became the people promoting the project, became the people that believe in the next phase of the project, which for them would be a couple different projects, their ideals that they're floating around. And it marks the day of control, giving back, given up from the initial core team to the present community. And that was starting on 12/11. So now that's our focus, because now that the community has a takeover, this is where, and just like any other time, the most important thing is, how does this project continue on? And the people that are left investing in this project and moving forward, how do you create a strong meme coin? And whether it's the first time day of a CTO or the initial launch of a project, there is only one thing that matters, is that the floor continuously slowly gets worked to the upward position, and the support keeps going up, up, and up, right? So when you buy into a project like this, you don't want to put $2,000 in here, see it make a 50% gain, and then sell, 50% of the whole bag, right? Because what you're doing is now you're making the chart look not as appealing to someone who might be coming along looking at this project, thinking that they should put it in because it just went up 42%. Now they're thinking, it just went up 42%. I'm going to wait for it to pull back 25% before I invest. So you kill your momentum. It's actually kind of stupid, right? Now, what you could have done here, the smart thing to do would be, if you went up 50% on your $1,000, you don't sell 750, half the entire bag, right? You go and sell 20%, and you take 20% of your that movement, right? Which would be, if you had $1,000 in here, right, it'd be about $300, right? Which means is you're getting 30% of your initial investment back. Or even if you sold and only took $500 out and then left the 1,000 in there, so you're taking half of your initial. That's the way to do it. And the reason why is because I'm sure you kind of will go down here and look at these charts, right? So the thing was, the other day, there was a big movement where the chart looked super bullish, right? And I'll show you kind of what that looks like. You can see here where there's just nothing but white buys. Buy, 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 buy. And then as the profit started to go up, buys overtook the sells. And then eventually what happened is, people who don't understand how this works, they start selling larger chunks. Like here's this wallet, sold $731, right? So let's pull this wallet up. And how you do that is take the copy of the address, go over to a website. It is zapper.xyz. Go in there, and what we can do here is we can see how much this wallet has in it to see if it's a wallet worth even caring about, or if it's some type of big investor that's sniffing around. This wallet has $2,600 net worth. You can see it still holds $1,300 worth of Ninja. It's the first coin they hold. So at that point, they're still holding Ninja. They sold 700, right? So basically what that means is they had $2,000 worth of Ninja. They sold their 30% at that time when it was up 50%. So that's not a bad play. It's on the border of what you want to do there initial. So that's not a bad move there. So let's move on to what else we have. So that's FIXJ. All right, so let's see here. Now what I want to do is to do something that you guys probably never do. This is pretty cool. If you have a Telegram, right, go over to your Telegram. I'm going to show you something that no one ever showed you how to do research. Hop in your Telegram. Go to your chat, right? We're going to go to the Ninja chat. There's a little hourglass to the top right where you can search. I'm going to put in the address because we have what's called buying bots, right? So now you see here on my chart on the left hand side, you see that where it says the buy bot? I can track this wallet and go back and see, is this a new wallet, a long-term wallet? When did this wallet come in? So if I go all the way back down, I can see that this wallet actually came in on September 18th. See down here, this bottom one? So the first purchase here was September 18th. And let me I'll open this up a little bit differently for you guys so you can see all the buys here, so you can get a better screen view of what we're looking at here, because this is all for education, right? So let me make this a little smaller. Normally I make it a little bit bigger because half the time we're reading things that aren't important, but there we go. Okay, so now let me stretch this out here. You can see at the bottom one there is September 18th, 2024. So it's a while it's been here for about 2.5 months, right? And you can see the buys. It made in September. Now at that time, September the 18th, it was pretty high. So let's go back to September 18th. We'll take a look at the chart, and let's take a look at September 18th to see when this actually started coming in, right? So let's go back over here, September 18th. Let me get rid of that. And September 18th. September 18th. Let's see. September 18th. Oh, that's way over here. So the initial buys came in on a pump. So you can see here that this guy, September 18th, was in this area right here. So I'm gonna put a line down here, and now I'm gonna just mark this off. So now we can see that this particular investor actually bought at a higher high. All right, I'm gonna call it out here, and I'm just gonna put September 18th, and somewhere around here. And he might have got in at a really good price down here. Maybe he bought the push. I'm not gonna go in and find out the exact date and time, right? So this is September 18th, right? That's that mark. Now you can see here that from that mark to where it's currently at, right, from this mark here to where it's currently at, which is about here, right, we can measure the amount here to see, like, he's not in a up, he's in a loss here, right? So this loss is theoretically about, even if he got into a good position, he's down. It's a 300% difference from where he entered to where it currently is, right? So he's not in the green, he's in the red. Now you can see here that on Telegram he actually did cost average buying, right? So in the Telegram he bought on the 18th, he bought again on the 18th, he bought on the 10th, he bought on the 15th, so November 19th, November 23rd, November 25th, right? So we can go back here and we can look and take a look at the November 25th where he did some more buying. So he did what's called cost average buying, right? So he DOCA'd in dollar cost average to try to save himself. And I'm going to mark this here. And we see a lot of November 15 marks, which is somewhere in here. So this is November 15th. So I'm just marking these because this might be a common thing for people. But so these are the two mark areas that he bought. He dollar cost average down to that area. And the thing about that is that he's not even at the area where he bought last. It's actually just short of that. So that was like breaking even on your last buy area, right? So it's not a good thing, but he's basically selling for a loss. Now, because of that, I have to think to myself, like, man, how are you going to dollar cost average through the worst time of this project? And then when the project CTOs and decides to go completely community driven and starts to show bullish features, right? Like bullish movement in the chart, you sell prior to the coin even getting to where you bought in on your lowest dollar cost average. So you're still down probably half a bag or even more, half your bag and even more. And then you're selling right when it starts to get bullish, meaning that, and what I mean by that is the chart is starting to actually look like it's being bought, right? It's the beginning of what we call momentum, right? So if we scroll back down here, you can see here prior to all these sell-offs, right? there was a bunch of white buys. Like, look how bullish the 10th was. When the community takeover happened, it became a very, look at all these buys, right? It became a very bullish market for this coin. And then that's when you decide to sell, when there's a small pump. I mean, all you did by selling your $700 there and all your little pieces is you stopped the momentum that was happening for your own coin, right? For your own bag, right? It's actually like counterproductive, and it's terrible, because then it caused more people as time went on to start selling. So here's another guy selling here, and then eventually the bigger bags go, oh, everyone's selling, I better take profit. So this bag comes along here. Let's take a look at this bag here. Let's go over to the Telegram and put that inside the Telegram. And we're going to take a look at the Telegram to see when this other coin was buying, right? So now on this particular coin here, we can see that the initial buy was actually today at 9 a.m. and then they sold they bought another one at 12:21 p.m. So let's go back here. All right, and this is this wallet, this $700 wallet right here that's sold. So they bought today and then they sold today, right? So that was a guy that was getting excited about this coin, and this is what I'm talking about how you kill your own momentum. You have people in here buying coins. Let's take a peek. I just for the full transparency of how you look everything up. I'm going to look up his wallet to see if he's actually so this is a bot buying. So this wallet could be worth a lot of money. It uses a bot to do transactions, and you're actually stopping the momentum of your coin, because this guy was a brand new wallet that started to buy, but then he realized everybody was selling, so he panicked and he sold too, which causes the coin to start dropping. And then here's another $700 sell. So let's take a look at this guy. And first thing is Telegram, right? Well, let's just see what this wallet's worth. Let's see if it's worth taking a closer look at. But this is the education that I want to show you guys, so that you can learn how to be the most educated meme coin buyers out there. So this guy's got $1,000 in his wallet. He sold Ninja he sold 700, so he had $1,000 in Ninja. He sold 80% of it, which makes no sense when it was moving up, and he put it in Bull, right? First of all, Bull's not going anywhere. Bull's a terrible play, but he put his $888 over there, right? Terrible move. And just so you know, if I go to Bull, you go over here, copy coin address. So let's say somebody buys something, you want to see what it looks like. Say, man, what is this guy invested in? You just copy the coin address like I did there, go over to Dex Tools, put in the address, and there's Bull. All right, so Bull in the last 24 hours has only moved 0.42%. All right, so this guy's got his $800 over here because he thinks that he's getting into a project that is completely bottomed out, and that this project is, going to find some life somewhere. And we don't know. He might have done his research, and there might be something coming up, and there could be an influencer that he watches telling him to buy Bull, and Bull's going to make a run or whatever. But look at that. Bull looks terrible, right? It's got 173,000 liquidity. I think Ninja has 100,000. 7,000 holders. Ninja's got like 10,000. Market cap's 161. Ninja's at 350. So it's kind of starting off like Ninja. So I can see his ideal here is that maybe he's going to catch another Ninja play, right? So he sells off. He's not a big person, but this is what I mean by breaking the momentum. And then eventually this guy comes in, and you see that little guppy right there? He's not a whale, but he's a guppy. But he sells, and I'll copy this address, right? This H68. Let's go look at this guy's wallet. So he decides to sell a huge chunk of Ninja, which really hurt the charts because the momentum was going down. So he's got 1,300. So more than likely, this is probably a wallet that he puts money in and out of, like a secondary wallet. But he probably has other money elsewhere. Let's go to the Telegram again, and I want to see if. Oh, my bad. Let me go back here. So let me go to trade. Okay. I wasn't switching pages correctly. So what I want to show you here is what we've been doing. So let's go back to Ninja. we're pulling through these wallets, and you can see here how the sales go. And the wallets I was talking about were these here, like the highlighted wallets that were selling $700. The momentum, killing the momentum, right? Selling 700, 600 bucks here. Like this guy right here, he sold 600 bucks, sold 600 bucks. Copy his address, slide over here, take a look at how much he has in his wallet, just to see if he's holding anything more, if it's worth it. He's got some Soul Cat. He's probably just buying Ninja and sticking it somewhere else, but it looks like he sold all his Ninja. So let's go back over to, and this doesn't reflect his normal wallet amount. So he definitely has multiple wallets. But when you do that, you cause this waterfall of sales, and then eventually you change the momentum. Like this guy here is what we were talking about, selling 700, and then eventually it became where all these people panic sold because they see that people are selling, and you're killing the momentum. And then you have a guy come in, and here's the Guppy guy, right? So we're going to copy this Guppy address right here. It's going to be very simple. We're going to copy this address, go to the right, click on that little copy button there, take it over to Zapier, and throw it in there, and then see what it pulls up. And we can see here that this wallet, not holding any Ninja here, so probably moved on and has a different wallet. But now we're going to go over to Telegram, because I want to see if when this address actually started purchasing. And all you do here is you go to your page or your chat, and there's a little hourglass to the right there. You can see right there, it's highlighted, and then just put in the search button. So we can see that this wallet first bought on November 14th, and then bought 3 buys on November 24th. So this is what I was saying. This wallet is in the same predicament as the last wallet was, where they just don't. How are you? Okay, let me explain. Okay, so I marked these dates, right? Here's November 14th, November 18th area over here, right? Doesn't matter where you bought it. November 18th. Let's go to November 14th, which is right here, meaning that more than likely you bought the top area right here, right? November, let me change that to November 14th, right? And then, like crazy, you bought November 24th, which is, let's go ahead and put a new marking for that. November 24th was about this area here, right? 1124. Now notice that these dollar cost average buying and all the way down, and then you sell out when the project goes to CTO and it bounces back up to the level of the lowest dollar cost average position. Look at that. And it's just, I mean, you guys do not understand how to make money in meme coins. You are terrible investors. And I say that with all the love in the world, but that's how you're going to sell at the bottom level and kill the momentum of a chart that is starting to show life, right? And just to understand all this, look at all this red. You guys panic sold like a bunch of emotional investors, which are the worst investors, which are 90% of investors. And that's why guys like me make a ton of money and guys like you just support my life, right? You need to stop being emotional and panic selling. This is a CTO. If you were investing in this project since September and bought more on November 24th, why would you sell when the community just took over and has started to bring new projects to the forefront? You do not lose money until you sell, right? Selling at the bottom of your lowest dollar cost average, I mean, you just accepted the loss. I mean, so let's say I put $1,000 in there. That means I was down to $300. At that point, I might as well just give up the $300 because I'm already beyond my limit, right? If you made the decision to put $1,000 in at November 14th and $500 in on November 24th, you're committed there. That money's gone. You need to get a job. You need to go to work. You need to find other money to invest in other coins until this money either goes completely away or comes back and gets you something back. If you didn't believe in this project, you shouldn't have dollar cost average 2 months later and then sold at the bottom of a bounce. I mean, this is just terrible investing, right? You were making the commitment that you were putting more money. If anything, the initial September investment got down to 200, 300. I mean, you just call it a day. It is what it is. That's a loss. So there's a system that we're going to put out. The system where is you trade 100 meme coins, right? And even if you lost 50% where they all went to zero like this one here or currently, and you just chalk it up as a loss, the other 50% of the gains that you do, if you only do a 1x on 30 or 50% of the last 50, and on 10% of them you do a 3x, and on the others you could get a 4 or 5x, you can make $100,000 a year. You just don't have a system or a structure. So if you don't have that, then you need to go to my YouTube channel and watch the video that I did on Wednesday breaking down meme coin system, because you are a terrible investor and you will never make money. You're terrible. Who sells at a loss? That's just stupid, especially when a project is making its moves to the top. So that's what I mean here. So this guy here, copying this address, going over to just double checking my work here. I mean, your cost average buying, and then you sell at this terrible position. And then look what happened after you sold, right? Right before you sold, look at all these people buying 500, 52, 52, 52, 52. That's when you panic sell and sell $1,200 worth of Ninja. And then what happens right after that? Guys come in and buy up your spot, 369, right? Look at that. Now you're almost right back where you sold. This price is actually, the price has gone up to where since you sold. So you have cost yourself continuous gains, right? That is not how this is done. That's how you kill momentum. And that's just, it's terrible investing. So this is Investing 101. I hope this helps you out on how to, if you're in a community, this is how you research wallets, see if they're new buyers, old buyers, see how much they have in their wallet, see if they're worth, getting excited about. Because what I'm looking for when I look through these wallets, I'm looking for wallets that have 30, 40,000, 100,000, 300,000 that are sniffing around a project, so that I know that if we can get projects building, right? So let's get back to, how to build a meme coin properly, right? That's really what I want to teach you. So if you want to build a meme coin properly, you have to have a meme coin that generates self residual income, right? A coin that has money put into its project every single week without needing community people to buy, right? The community people buying are just people investing in, what coming in and working for their bags and helping with shills and being part of community, and really because the community is what drives a project to longevity, right? Where people come into a Telegram like this one, for instance. Ninja has a Telegram where there's people inside the Telegram, and let me clean this up here. We'll get rid of that address, right? And you'll see where you have all these things here, right? Where people are buying, nothing stops the Ninja, right? This is where people can, come in, say hi to people. Normally there's a voice chat that is going on. I'm gonna cancel that because I don't know what that is. Normally there's a voice chat going on, where you're listening to music. Normally there's other things going on, but this also has multiple channels, right? So for instance, if you type in channels, and this should work in every Telegram, you can see that there's a Telegram where there's a trade Telegram. Inside here, there's where people are going to be posting trades, upcoming coins, and projects that are happening, which allow you to, find call outs, right? And that's where I'm going to be posting some up and coming investments that I'm going to be getting into. and 1X's that we're going to do, and teach you guys how to double your money every single week, at least 3 or 4 times. And then we have the what we call brainstorming. Right, brainstorming is where this community gets together. They do what's called brainstorming, right? And this is basically a community where it's like, okay, what out of all the ideas that are coming out, what's the next one to execute on? What should we be focusing on? What's the direction of this, and this? And you can see right here, there's all this information here that's going on. Reading the community wallet poll. My intention is to provide what I can, but I've recently been scammed for 400. So you learn about all these things, right? And you learn about people, but this is where people come in. Congrats teams. This is where you share what you do. These are people inside of crypto that are doing the same thing and learning, right? So in our community here, this ninja community, we're doing a DOJO Meme Coin Hour to educate on how to, properly build and structure a great community that can support projects that are going to come out of the community, and coins that are going to come out of the community that can find ways to build. So first thing is the foundation, the floor, and what is needed to build a real good meme coin is a good community, and that takes education. And that's part of what I just taught you right now, how to review wallets and how to do that. Next thing is why a community is important, which I just explained. And right here, A-Shock, just stay an active member with Telegram. We'll consider upgrading some of our valued members who stay consistent. What will it take to receive the right to ban? I try to help keeping the main floor clean. So these are people that are trying to become admins, which is help, keeping the project moving forward. Right, so this is just brainstorming, a lot of ideals, right? And from there, these are parts of how you build a good meme coin, right? So first you need a meme coin that is going to create residual income for a project without having people to have to buy it, right? Shilling and all the normal things that we do is great, but you also have to have a project that's going to have money that just gets put into the project all the time from other sources like sponsors, merchandise, other types of profit sharing, right? So we have a ninja meme coin coming out that's going to have all those values, so that I could actually do a live coin to show you how it's done and actually show you the results, right? Instead of what we call going to college and doing the textbook explanation, I'm going to show you how to build a meme coin that actually does this, that has residual income without people being invested, right? And this allows the investors to be in a meme coin that has residual income. And I'm going to create multiple streams of income for this coin through all types of things. I'm not going to say it all here. I'm going to show you guys, but that is the type of thing you need. Is meme coins need residual income, and most 99% of them don't have that. So I'm going to show you how to properly build something in this new era of meme coins, where the community isn't just here for a week or 2 weeks for a pump and dump. They become the stature and the purpose of the coin, which is basically what we consider and we call a community hedge fund, right? Which is where everyone is involved in a coin, its growth, its projects, and find ways that the coin becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. The second thing you need is a good community. And in order to have a good community, you need to have education on how to be a good community member, what's important to a community, how to make a chart look good and not, ruin the momentum of your own chart, right? And that's what tonight's education was on, was don't ruin the momentum of your own chart and then sell for a loss. That's just terrible, because what happens is, if you don't understand what you hold, then why are you investing? That means you're a terrible investor and you don't know what you're doing. I mean, that's just the gist of it, right? Because then what's going to happen is someone's going to come along when you sell, just like they already did, and they're going to put themselves in a position where they're just going to eat up the position that you already had, And let me post here. I always post in the main chat, when we're doing something here. And this is just, things that we have for our Ninja community. Let me go ahead and swap that out for you. And all that's going to happen is that you're going to be in a situation where you're selling at a loss, and then all of a sudden the momentum that's already being built is growing, and then you end up in a position where you're not even you're hurting your own chart. You don't even know what you're doing. And that's where you fail at knowing how to invest. So I suggest the video that I made the other day on the 11th of December on how to do meme coins on the VC Crypto Nation YouTube. So if you go to makingtradingeasy.com, right, or freecryptotrades.com, makingtradingeasy.com, or freecryptotrades.com, and let me see if they're all both in here. So freecryptotrades.com, right? That takes you over here. It's the YouTube video on how to make 100K in a trading system. But if you go to the VC Crypto Nation, go to the live, right? Hit the live button. And you'll see right here, Dojo Meme Coin Hour with Ashok, the meme coin system. Go watch that video and get yourself educated on how to make money in memes, because you do not understand what you're doing. All right, who sells for a loss, right? Once you sell, it's a loss, right? That's like that's the whole scenario there. Is that once you sell, right? It's a loss, and that's kind of like, at the end of the day, that's what hurts the process. Right? Once you sell for a loss, then you failed, right? And that's just the reality of it. You have to accept that it's not an option, right? You need to learn how to do this better, right? If you only have $50 or $100, these guys had $1,000, $2,000. They could easily put $1,000 in one project and put $1,000 in another, and then moved on, or put $500 in a project, $500 in another, and then had $500 for another and another $500. I would have divided my $2,000 up into 4 $500 bags and invested in 4 different projects. That way I don't take a loss while I'm waiting for projects to do something. And I would have done the correct research in order to make sure that the projects I was investing in were making moves. And Ninja is currently making moves, and just to get to its normal support line, right? Not even a bounce, not even anything that's massive. Just to get Ninja to its normal support line is a 10x from where we're at right now, right? So it's easy for me to put money in this project, because just to get to the bottom support, it's a 10x. And then from the 10x, we're headed over to our simple 20 to 40x position, which is 40% of its, not even 30% of its all-time high, which is a normal area for a meme coin to go back to once it starts building momentum. So at the end of the day, this is a 10 to 20x, and that's the worst case scenario. So knowing what you hold, knowing how to invest properly, knowing how to sell or take profits at the right time is crucial to building or supporting your community. If you're not the creator of the community, if you're not the dev, if you're not the person who owns the project, your job as an investor is to make sure that you don't ruin your own momentum on your own bags, which these guys did. But as a dev and developer, their job is to create avenues of revenue that come into a coin that helps support the people supporting the project and working hand to hand with shilling and bringing in new people, while bringing in residual income and profit sharing opportunities that everyone can sit back and enjoy over a long-term process of building something substantial versus something that you're going to get rid of, overnight or what have you, right? So let's go take a look at Ninja. Let's refresh this here. You can see we have a 48.87% gain. Now it's up to 49.6. As you can see here, I'll take a look at the buy zone. These guys sold too early, ruined the momentum of the chart, and then the saddest part is after they sold, look at all those buys. Here's the sell that he sold. Look above it. Look at all the buys above it, right? All he did was lose his position. Other than that, hope this was educational, guys. Take care. Good luck. God bless. Go watch those videos on YouTube. It's at VC Crypto Nation. Get educated. Learn what you're doing. And like I said, it's free crypto trades dot